All right, Coach, coming off of a 3-0 victory against Youngstown State, obviously still not where you want to be, but talk about where your team is heading into this weekend against Cornell and Albany.
I think when you look at our last two games, especially the first half in particular, a little slow to get into it. St. John's obviously punished us for our mistakes, where Youngstown did not. Obviously, Youngstown did a great job making things really, really difficult for us. I think what we need to do is try to get out on our front foot sooner. Not wait till halftime to make adjustments and try to. Sometimes that's too late, and we don't want to be on the back foot all the time. So again, fortunate to be 0-0 with Youngstown State, but to give the girls credit, second half both times played really, really well.
The attacking group seems like they're starting to find a little bit of a groove. They had a really strong second half against St. John's and a second half against Youngstown State. Talk about what this attacking group has done that you've liked so far and what they still need to improve on.
I think you look at the fact that you have arguably our two dangerous with Chrisma and Marcy haven't scored goals yet, but they've been still probably two of our most dangerous players. I think they draw so much attention that teams have to focus on them, and we've had players that have been good enough to take advantage of that. Caitlin Walsh in particular, Gianna getting on the board. There's plenty of attacking talent, and I think it's just we're really starting to hit our stride with that. So it's exciting.
What has the defensive group done that's kind of impressed you? What do they still need to work on as well? 3 goals, obviously not great against St. John's, but then they had a clean sheet on Friday against Youngstown.
Yeah, well, you factor in their holding midfielder, our goalkeeper, and two freshmen in our back line. There's still going to be some learning curve with that and in the college game, but they're playing phenomenal. They're just going to keep getting better. The more chemistry they can build, time together, they're going to get to the point where we're going to be very, very, very hard to break down, and it's just going to come with time.
Caitlin Walsh has netted goals in each of the first 2 games. Is she a confidence player? Is this the beginning for her? Last year it seemed like she was trying to fit in a little bit as a freshman, didn't know her role. This year it seems like she's a little bit more comfortable and ready to take on a bigger role.
Yeah, I think last year as a freshman she came in and kind of expected to come off the bench, and I think she played a great role last year. And the conversations we had with her going into her sophomore season is not to be okay with that and want to be a starter, and I think she's embraced it. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be hard to displace her right now the way she's playing, and the fact that she keeps getting on the score sheet. She's one of our most dangerous players right now.
You didn't have a lot of depth this past weekend. You might be getting some of those players back this week. What does that bring? Having that depth back a little bit. You didn't have those players at your disposal last couple games.
I think the biggest thing will be the fact that we have 2 games this weekend, Friday, Sunday. That's going to be another big test for us. We haven't had that. They've been single game situations, so you can stretch minutes for players. We're going to need everyone who's able on the weekend. So again, it's another good challenge for us. It's going to get us ready for conference with all those multiple game weekends, and it's just another chance for players to step up. And I do think we have depth, so I think we'll have a little bit more on the bench. It's a little scary going into Youngstown State with just the 2 players handy. So obviously getting those players back is going to be big for us.
What have you been working on this week to kind of hopefully get 2 strong results this weekend? It's a big rivalry kind of. Cornell and Albany, they're state in-state rivals. So what are you guys still working on to get those good victories this weekend?
For us, it's going to be, can we come out early and try to dictate what we want to do, as opposed to taking as long as we have to figure games out. We want to be dangerous going forward. If you look at factoring in our 2 exhibition games, we score more than 3 goals, we win. We concede less than 1, we also win. So that'll always be a point of emphasis for us, and just more time together. And I think the chemistry everything's steering in the right direction. So there's no reason this weekend shouldn't continue.